What's up, everybody? For some reason I can't see the chats. Give me a second. Try to fix this. Alright, I think we'll go ahead and get started. We are having some technical issues. I'm not going to be able to see any of the chats tonight. Not too sure why. I do have a second phone as backup, but it's only on like 10% battery. So we'll see what we can do. But I really just wanted to point everybody's attention towards commodities. Yet again, it looks like we're having this summer pickup in commodities prices. Now take a look at crude oil futures. We are back in the $80 territory. So for crude, we've rallied almost 9% and we are back into the $80 a barrel territory. The XLE performed really well today and also the XLF. If you look at some of the boutique investment banks like Evercore, Jefferies, they perform quite well, which we'll also talk about because there's been a lot of news and fear about coming collapse in the banking system and how some banks are in jeopardy of going under. But if we look at the price action, pretty much across the board, financials have been a leading group. I mean, look at Goldman Sachs, almost a new 52-week high today, particularly if you look across the board, as we just mentioned, with some of the boutique investment banks like Jefferies, Evercore, Houlihan Lokey, performing really well, trading near all-time record highs, which is also good news on the street because that can be a leading economic indicator in and of itself. If we think about how these banks make money, it's off of the fee income, right? So if there's no deals being done, but if there's no M&A activity, if there's no companies coming public, well, these banks are not really going to make any money. So we're seeing this earnings rebound. We're seeing this pickup in M&A activity, specifically on the street, which I think is very good, particularly in this high rate environment that we're in. So let me try to do some troubleshooting and then we'll get this stream started. But thank you everybody for joining, and I will try to figure out what's going on with the chat. Thanks for joining. Alright everybody, let's go ahead and have a go. This should be an interesting one. Anyway, now we're standing on the corner of East 47th Street and Park Avenue. Now this beautiful building that we're looking at right now, this is the brand new 270 Park. This is JP Morgan Chase new headquarters in New York City. The building is totally topped out. I think it looks so unique. I can't wait until they start to take down some of the scaffolding and the construction barriers. It's just a very, very interesting building, very interesting design. You can see how the sides of the building kind of cantilever over the sidewalk. And the building is so wide, but as you work your way down on the structure, all of the weight in the building is shifted to these columns right here, which is pretty unique. So here's what I think we'll do, everybody. Let's go ahead and walk uptown through Park Avenue, and we'll check out the new East River Greenway, which we've been to many times, and we'll also check out Sutton Place. But I see Lance in the chat, BGH, Brad's Brain, what's going on, New England Crypto, Alan D, Peter, Doc 7, Austin City Limits, Bane, what is going on? I guess we'll jump right into it. For those of you who are just joining, we are kind of working through some technical issues tonight on the broadcast. We're not going to have a chat, so I can't see what is or is not being posted in the chat. I have a second phone which is probably going to conk out and die any second, so I'll try to read it as much as I can. But covering major trends in the market, we're starting to see as we make our way through June, right? Now, our original thesis was that this summer, energy prices were going to skyrocket and explode, and I said I was expecting that crude oil would make its way back to around $90 to $100 a barrel. Well, pretty much right as we were talking about that, crude oil reversed and did the exact opposite of what we thought. If anything, crude oil was getting hammered. We were back into the low 70s. Up until about 2 weeks ago, we hit this bottom in crude, and now we've made about a 10-point move in crude oil futures, and crude is trading just over $80 a barrel. Now, this should be very positive for the energy sector as a whole. So if you look at the energy ETF, which is the XLE, that's performing pretty good. Also the financials, anytime you have energy, crude oil getting a boost, that should elevate financials, major banks, big Wall Street investment banks, as well as some of the smaller boutiques. And that's kind of what we're seeing. You know, the XLE had a really good day today, but the more niche specific boutique investment banks, I should say, had a really, really good day. Take a look at Jefferies. Evercore had a really good day. Some of the biggest bulge bracket, most successful banks like Goldman Sachs today had some very, very positive price action as well, which is good. But it's also, you know, on the other hand, what we have to watch out for is we just got this CPI print, this inflation print, which actually came in a little bit better than expected. The majority of analysts and economists that were polled were expecting 3.4% for the May reading. We came in a little bit lower than that. Hold on, this is the Waldorf Astoria Towers here, 301 Park Avenue. This is the old Waldorf Astoria Hotel. They've done a complete rip and replace remodel. Now the facade is all the same, but they did a really good job about remodeling the inside. There was some issues with construction though, because it's obviously a much, much older building. Lots of problems with the plumbing, lots of problems with the HVAC, but that's probably one of the more iconic buildings on Park Avenue here. But kind of shifting gears back to the inflation, and I'll try to read as many chats as I can, assuming the my phone wants to cooperate here. A big problem is that if we start to see energy really take off again and crude oil head back towards $90 a barrel, well, what is that going to say for some of the future inflation prints? Right, energy makes up a big portion, shelter costs makes up a big portion, so that's something we'll definitely need to watch. Hey, TK Porsche says, let's celebrate NVIDIA becoming the world's most valuable company as of today's market close. Yeah, you're right. That's also another historic thing that happened today on Wall Street. NVIDIA knocked off Microsoft to become the most valuable company in the S&P 500. Kind of crazy. Now, many people are making the comparison, I'm not sure if you saw this, TK Porsche, about how Cisco back in the year 2000 dethroned Microsoft as the most valuable company. And people are saying, you know, history is kind of repeating itself. Things are getting a little bit frothy here. This is going to be exactly another 2000 tech wreck. It's the same exact thing. NVIDIA is following the same price trajectory as Cisco. Now, I can see the argument, but at the same time, I also can't at all. And I know that sounds kind of like I'm contradicting myself, but NVIDIA is an earnings powerhouse. NVIDIA is making a lot of money, not just a lot of money, an insane amount of money, in an industry that is in high demand. Now, the problem that I see, and I think many of you would agree, is you have all of this investment and spending in AI and all these chips, but the revenue, like if you look at the different products and services that are coming out, the revenue that has been generated from AI is minuscule as it relates to the amount spent in investment. Now, is that necessarily a bad thing? I mean, obviously short term, but I always like to refer to that old quote. And oftentimes people can severely overestimate what they can do in the short term, but severely underestimate the capabilities, or their own capabilities, in this case AI's capabilities, in the long term. So, as Stanley Druckenmiller said, if you go back and watch that CNBC interview, he thinks there's going to be mini bubbles and mini portions of irrational exuberance in this AI bull trend, where you'll probably see things get a little bit overcooked, you'll have a correction, the market will find a floor, come back to reality a little bit, and then over time will continue its trend higher. Now, I don't think it's appropriate to make the comparison of, let's say, AI to the other bubbles that were out there. And every major cyclical market cycle has, a poster child bubble. Who remembers the marijuana stocks? I think that was back in 2014 or 2015. Everybody was talking about these weed stocks. I mean, there were whole, message blogs about it, YouTube channels about it. CNBC wouldn't stop talking about these cannabis companies. And most of them have either gone to zero or down 90% from their blow-off tops. The next kind of major mania that I can think of in a specific subcategory of technology is the 3D printing bubble that happened, right? There was a time where you would read some of these analyst research reports, and they were saying there's going to be a time in America where, just like how everybody has a cell phone, everybody's going to have a 3D printer. Well, that didn't turn out so accurate, but I think that's okay. And funny enough, you actually may see some 3D printing subcategories make a resurgence. I do see some interesting value there, but I think the same thing will be said here for AI. You'll have short-term irrational exuberance, but with the business applications and the real use case, I don't think anybody is denying that AI is going to be the real deal. All right, let me try to look on my phone here and read some of the chats. Eyeglass Lady says, I read today that McDonald's is ditching their AI ordering, I believe. Article didn't say why. I think I saw something like that too. What else we got? TK Porsche says, I'm expecting an NVIDIA correction at any time, but their absolute technical dominance will keep in the lead for the foreseeable future. Brad's Brand says, my Palantir is up, my Kava is up, my options are up. Clearly I'm a genius. Yeah, I think Kava is about 3 points from a new record high. Now, yes, it's trading at an extremely frothy valuation. I am covering the stock, full transparency. We've been talking about a bull thesis on that particular company for, I think, a little over 3 months now. Stock's up like 85%. But it'll probably hit that main Jesse Livermore round number and then have a correction or a digestion. I always mention this book pretty much to the point of ad nauseum as we're walking right outside the beautiful Seagram building here, which is my favorite office tower in all of New York. But check out the book Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. And Jesse Livermore, one of the greatest stock operators of all time, would say oftentimes stocks will gravitate to these big round numbers. It's like a psychology thing. So there's a high probability if the stock rallies through 92, most likely probably about a 70 to 75% probability it'll rally and touch and blow out over 100. You know, those big round numbers. Check out this beautiful view of 432 Park Avenue. I don't know why the chat's not working tonight. It's so weird. Melee's here, Joe Ratz. Raul Sanchez says, hey Tom, AI is the real deal. It interprets dreams and creates images based on your assertion. Hey Dario, what's up? Good to see you. Let me try one more thing. All right, give me 1 second. Yeah, I think you may be right, Dario. I think the prison software that I'm using did deactivate the chat. Maybe it's just a one-off thing for tonight. Jimmy B says 432 contractors being sued for $500 million for faulty work. Yeah, I think that litigation is still going on, but most of those problems have kind of been rectified and solved. But more problems will persist the higher you build. If you look all the way at the top of 432 Park, they have something that's called a damper, which acts as a counterbalance to the building. So when people are up there and they're like, oh, the building is swaying, this is no good. No, that's actually very good that the building is swaying. If the building wasn't swaying, the building would collapse. So 432 Park Avenue has a damper. Pretty much all of the major Billionaires Row buildings do. Central Park Tower does. Start to make our way to the greenway here. Sunshine after rain, what's up? Hey MG, this is Tom. Since I started watching your channel, you have rekindled my interest in markets. I was an options trader in the mid-80s. Oh wow. So MG, if you were an options trader in the 80s, you're probably very familiar with Tony Saliba or Anthony Saliba. Incredibly successful derivatives trader. Now he's actually onto a different project now, which is in the cryptocurrency space. He's trying to build the leading derivatives exchange for crypto specifically. It's called Liquid Mercury. So check it out. If you were a big options trader in the 80s, you've probably heard of Tony Saliba, Anthony Saliba. He has a very good book. It's called Managing Expectations. I think every derivatives trader should probably read that, by Anthony or Tony Saliba. So Managing Expectations. But yeah, now he's on to this Chicago-based company. He's from Chicago, called Liquid Mercury. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make the most transparent and liquid derivatives exchange for like crypto assets. It's an interesting company. Very interesting company. We're passing the Shake Shack. Now, a lot of those fast casual restaurant chains have been performing really well through the tail end of 2013 and throughout Q1 and Q2 of 2014 so far. I would say if I had to rank, right, if we had to do like a little bit of a rank and file of the fast casual restaurant sector, stock sector, your leader, your TML, is Wingstop by far, ticker symbol WING. Then, well, actually, I'll rephrase that. The leader is Chipotle, right? So Chipotle goes, so as the rest of the sector goes. Ticker symbol CMG. Then you have Wingstop, ticker symbol WING. Then it's probably Kava, ticker symbol CAVA, which is a new IPO, new issue. Then I would say towards the bottom of the barrel would be a Shake Shack, ticker symbol SHAK. And I believe Sweet Green is also publicly traded under the ticker symbol SG. Now, we talked about this many times, and it's going to sound a little crazy what I'm about to say, but Sweet Green is much too healthy to achieve the scale and the success of like a Chipotle. I think it's way too healthy. Although I did walk past a Sweet Green the other day, and outside they were advertising a brand new dish which includes steak. So I think that's a very good choice by the marketing team to do that, because some people like myself hate salad. I'll never go to a Sweet Green. I don't want to spend $20 on a bunch of leaves. You know, I want to actually eat real food. So as they're incorporating steak, maybe that'll prompt me to go to Sweet Green and try it. So who knows? I think that's a good play. But Chipotle is the perfect mix, right? Everybody, generally speaking, likes a simple menu of chicken and steak with rice and beans. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Silver Mines is we're buffering a lot tonight. Oh, I'm probably having some issue with the live stream software because I can't see the chat, and we're buffering a lot, so I don't know. We're just gonna have to deal with it tonight. don't know what's going on with it. But thank you for bringing that to my attention. Peters' Fisker filed for bankruptcy. Wow. Now, does anybody remember, and my phone's gonna die, so I'll just kind of be talking in the breeze tonight. But does anybody remember probably about a month ago when Tesla was having that really massive waterfall sell-off? Like everybody's dumping the stock. Now, generally speaking, I only buy companies with great earnings, hitting new 52-week highs or into new all-time record highs. But I may, maybe, okay, make an exception for Tesla. And I said, look, with all the negative news and with all of the original and very, very big Tesla shareholders even kind of getting a little bit fed up with Elon Musk, I said last month that the print on that really massive wick, let me see if I can actually pull it up here since I have my phone. I said that's probably the low. Tesla probably bottomed last month. I think it has. And Tesla could be a pretty big AI play. So if you look at the wick on Tesla, this was April 23rd, 2024, so last month. The exact tick low on Tesla was 137. I think we actually may have nailed the bottom to the day, which is wild. I don't own any Tesla. The only Tesla I own is in like an index. Obviously everybody does if you own the S&P 500. But I think you could probably hit this thing over 250. If it can get back over 250, I'd hammer that and get back in there. Which is usually breaking all the rules that I have, but if you look at the fundamentals of Tesla, everybody's complaining about Elon Musk, but he's done everything he said he was going to do. Right? People are complaining about the price cuts. He told you he was going to cut prices. He told you 2 years ago he was going to slash prices. Everybody's complaining about the gross margin erosion. He told you margins were going to erode this year to stay price competitive with BYD and everybody else. He told you that. So I think Wall Street is kind of being a short-term diva, which is okay. I'm a diva sometimes too, about the valuation and saying, look, we want to maintain those high margins of 25% plus, and we're going to dump the stock until they get back up there. So if you're a really long-term guy or girl and you're like obsessed with Tesla, now not a recommendation to do anything, but you know, maybe you get some and stock it away in the retirement account, because everything Elon is outlined, he's said we're going to need to endure some short-term pain for long-term gain. And I think there was a few individuals who joined the broadcast last week who were, you know, rightfully so, really upset, saying that, you know, they went into trade in their Tesla and the value of it has been more than cut in half. So I think the long-term prospects of the self-driving, I think people are really, really underestimating the value of self-driving in Tesla, and also the big data play. Okay, there's all of the auto OEMs combined. If you add up all the data that they've collected, it doesn't even come close to what Tesla has collected over the years. It doesn't even come close. So if you think about the applications of artificial intelligence, machine learning, what you can do with that data to improve your products and services, Tesla is way, way ahead of everybody. It's not even close. So again, I don't want to get confused like I'm recommending you to buy this here, right? That's not what we do. You know, we just have generalized conversations about the market. But as we were kind of discussing last month, when it was all over the news, every time I turned on CNBC, it was another article about Tesla's down 11%. Again, Tesla's down 5%. This is the demise of Tesla. All the short sellers were coming out, you know, taking their victory lap. And some of the original Tesla holders that our majority shareholders started to come out in, I should say, what's the word I'm thinking of? Dismay of Elon Musk. You're like, yeah, that's kind of when this thing is probably going to bottom, and this thing is probably going to, you know, blow some shorts out of the water. But we'll continue to monitor it. Let me pull up my other phone to see if I can read some of the chats. Lizzie Hatch says he doesn't care about anybody but himself. Seth663 says, hey Tom, hope life's been treating you good. Last time I was here, your name was Walsh. Yay, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you, and hopefully things have been good for you too. Pam says, Tom, volume dried up on the way down in May. Lizzie Hatch says, Tom, Elon is full of himself. In a way, you kind of have to be, right? If you're going to be a Fortune 500 CEO, you kind of got to be a cheerleader for your own company. But I definitely do agree with you how people cannot like him. I definitely get it. Brad's brain. This is my old man hates EVs but is in love with Tesla stock. Thinks the extracurriculars beyond automobiles are what it is. John says I use the 50-day moving average. I use 50-day moving average too. Brad's brain says I saw that Kathy Wood said Bitcoin was going to be worth $3.8 million. Holy cow, she is definitely swinging big. Look, I don't want to go in too hard on Kathy Wood. I mean, let me first say, I hope she's right. I mean, if that's the case, if Bitcoin really goes to $3.8 million, I mean, well, I just think that she's not a very good risk manager, and that shows, right? It's good to be an optimist, it's good to be optimistic, but when you're managing other people's money specifically, right, if you're going the OPM route, which she is, you really got to think about your clients, okay? And chances are your clients don't have this iron stomach to be riding all these stocks down 80, 90%. So everybody looks like a genius in a raging bull market, so to speak. But you got to risk manage. And she's held these things, all of these nonsensical, I should say, COVID stocks or COVID companies that really took off, right, throughout 2021. Many of which we talk about on the broadcast, like Peloton, like the Zooms, like the Teladocs. All these stocks are dogs. She held them completely round-tripped. And if you look at her ARK Innovative ETF, ARKK, the thing just looks like a big penny stock, pump and dump type chart. So I think there's a clear difference between being an optimist, right, which I would say I am a very, very big optimist, but you also have to risk manage, and you can't afford these 90% drawdowns. You know, you have to have guardrails and parameters to get out of these things and take the loss before it turns into a complete and total wipeout, which has materialized at ARK. Now, if you remember, if you guys are subscribed to our Substack, if you want to sign up, it's free. You can type !news, NEWS in the chat, and the Nightbot will drop the link to our Substack. But I wrote an article. This was right around the time when the ARK ETF was really blowing up, right? I mean, just round-tripping all of its gains, in a sense. And if you go back and look at all these articles that were being written about Kathy Wood and ARK Invest, quite literally right at the top. Oh, look at this. We're now at Sutton Place. This is the Sutton Wine Shop, East 57th Street. We're going to continue to head over to the right. But if you look at a lot of those articles that were written about Kathy Wood, one article really stands out to me, and I took a screenshot on Bloomberg. You can actually look this up for yourself. Google Bloomberg Kathy Wood money tree. So Bloomberg Cathie Wood money tree. There was this article that came out that said all of these investors in Korea were equating Cathie Wood to a money tree, like nicknamed her the money tree. And everybody was piling in and buying ARK. And I'm like, okay, when you have that type of talk and verbiage going out, that's right around the time when you should probably be, you know, at least raising some red flags to say, this is getting a little out of hand. This is getting a little bit crazy. Additionally, if you go back and kind of do an audit of previous bull markets throughout history, there's always that one money manager that's highlighted throughout the duration of that bull market. That's always on the news, that's always being touted. Every bull market has that one money manager. And I should say the COVID run, particularly throughout 2021, Cathie Wood definitely took that place for that highlighted manager. Now, I think she's extremely smart. I think she's extremely capable. She just doesn't, there's like zero risk management there, in my view. But all right, let me try to read a couple more of these chats before my phone dies. Jeff says Yahoo Finance was interviewing Cathie Wood weekly at the top. Gord, what's up? All right, cool. Lemonade, what's going on? Let's go ahead and make this left, everybody. This is now officially Sutton Place. It's very quiet, very tranquil, and very peaceful here. It's gonna be a nice change from the Billionaires Row, you know, glass encased buildings, which we're quite used to seeing. This row of townhomes right here is really something else. Right across the street from 16 Sutton Place. And now you can see with all the trees grown in. It's a beautiful neighborhood, very quiet. But let me know what you guys think of this row of beautiful townhomes. I mean, look at that. You know, looking at this, you wouldn't even really think that you're in New York.
Okay.
The facades on these townhouses are really spectacular. What do you guys think? It's beautiful. Many of them are single family. Right on the corner of East 58th Street and Sutton Place. Let's wait for the light and then I'll take you over to Sutton Place Park. It looks like they're doing some construction outside of here too. What do you think of the tree-lined streets? Gives it a really nice canopy. And then right here you have the 59th Street Bridge. Very, very cool. Yeah, Dario says the view from across the river is awesome. I definitely agree. This is a beautiful, beautiful place. Wendy England is saying, what bridge is that? That's the 59th Street Bridge that will take you over Roosevelt Island to Queens. MG is very impressive. What are the rents in this area? The rents really vary, but if we're going to do a little bit of a comparison on a price per square foot basis, Sutton Place is actually a little bit depressed. One could say it might be trading at a discount. Now there's multiple reasons for this, and we've talked about this before, but Sutton Place has a lot of co-ops and a lot of older buildings, and co-ops have really fallen out of fashion as of late in New York City because they tend to be older buildings. Oh my God, look at how beautiful it is in there. Sorry if I'm getting distracted, but it looks like this person in this townhome that's never home is home right now, and you can see all the way in their living room, and they have this beautiful grand piano right in the window. It's unreal. It's beautiful, oh my God. Can you imagine living in that? But yeah, I mean, if you do a comparison of all of the trendiest neighborhoods in New York right now, which is Tribeca, the West Village, and you compare the average price per square foot there to what it is here, it is significantly less in Sutton Place. Now it's true, it's a little bit further away, right? You're all the way on the east side. People want to be centrally located, but if you're looking for someplace quiet and nice, you can get something for, $950 a foot, maybe $1,000 a square foot, which is a pretty good deal in my opinion. Just know that some of the common charges are probably going to be a little bit higher here, mainly because they're older buildings, right? So it's going to take a little bit more money to upkeep. But you get these beautiful views, look at that, over the 59th Street Bridge. It's stunning. Down below you have the Greenway, which is new, which is actually where we're going to be headed to tonight. So we'll get back on Sutton Place, we'll make a left, and we'll go all the way down to the Greenway. You get an up-close view of the front doors of these townhomes. Now, I'll tell you a little bit of a story about townhomes in New York City in general, right? I'm going to be generalizing a lot. But values of townhomes throughout Manhattan and Brooklyn have been taking a hit lately and trading at discounts. And feedback from potential buyers has to do with the crime, the rise in crime, homelessness, and vandalism in the city. Now, this is coming from clients, and they would much prefer to live in a doorman building for a sense of security. So maybe a possible interesting trade here is scoop up some of these townhomes at a discount. Now the prices have dropped a little bit, and your bet, right, your view is that the city is going to get cleaned up and the perception around crime is going to subside, potentially with the new mayor, or, you know, should the DAs, you know, change their tune on the cashless bail, and should we clean up the, you know, the migrant crisis. That could potentially be an interesting trade to make some aggressive offers to people who just want to liquidate these townhomes, and then in 7 to 10 years trade back to where they should be once things improve in the city. So always try to look for that edge. Now there is obviously risk involved. You know, my family's been in New York forever, and New York is very cyclical, very, very cyclical. So the city is going to get better. The mayor's office is going to clean up a lot of the stuff that you see on the news. And I think there'll be a rotation again of people who want to buy townhomes. That's my view. That's what I think. So sometimes it's not the best to chase the shiny object and run to where everybody else is running. Try to seek value and make high, you know, probabilistic bets. This is a view of 432 Park. Very unique view, standing all the way on the east side. We have 2 more blocks to go, and then we're going to merge onto the left-hand side to the Hudson River Greenway, which the views are really spectacular at night. It may be a little bit windy up there though, so just a minor forewarning. Let me see if my phone's dead. Yep, just died. Once we get onto the Greenway, I'll try to plug in my phone so I can have the live chat up, or at least try. But if you guys are enjoying the live stream so far tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video. Click the subscribe button if you're new. We do these streams every night starting at 8:45. Okay, here we are. Operating hours are from 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. It looks like a lot of people are walking over tonight. So let me see if I can plug this in. We'll do a brief intermission and then we'll head over. So give me 1 second. Alright friends, we got the phone charging up, but in the meantime let's start to merge onto the new Greenway. You have a dedicated bike lane, dedicated walking lane, and you don't have to cross the busy highway. You can go directly over the walking bridge. So this is a great new addition to the Upper East Side. Now, for those of you who don't know what this is, the city of New York has plans to extend this greenway around the entire island of Manhattan. Now, there's still gaps where you have to come back onto the island, but over time, the city's goal is to close those gaps and make a complete, beautiful greenway around the entire island of Manhattan. And once that's complete, that's going to be awesome. I mean, imagine doing bike tours, running tours, walking tours on the greenway around the entire island. That's going to be awesome. So where you see the end right here, there's going to be an extension all the way down, connecting it right outside of the United Nations building, which is going to be insane. Lots of traffic headed north tonight. It's almost like gridlock. Right, we are officially here. What do you guys think? Very modern, very new. Lots of people are out walking their dogs. It's an awesome place to come. And not a lot of people know about it. So if you're visiting New York, if you're a tourist, I would come here. You know, just don't hang around Times Square all the time. Venture in and explore newer places. Let's check out what this thing is. Barge is docked right here. Now, from here you could also see the World Trade Center right in between the United Nations. The World Trade Center is right here. I'll see if I can zoom in on it for you. It's a pretty cool shot, right? The highway and Freedom Tower. You can see further all the way into downtown Brooklyn. You can see a little bit of the Brooklyn Bridge, but you can also see the Manhattan Bridge and the Williamsburg Bridge. And this weekend we walked a little bit over the Williamsburg Bridge. This is Long Island City, Queens in the distance. All right, let me see if my phone is on. Wendy England's here, what's up? MM's, what's the name of the park I would love to run here? It's the new Greenway, East River Greenway. So if you come to Sutton Place, cross over the bridge, and you can merge right here. Or if you want to enter on the north side, quite literally go to the 59th Street Bridge and keep going as far right as you can, and you're going to merge right on it. But they have two dedicated areas here. You have a dedicated area for biking, which is where we're walking on, ironically. And then this side is for pedestrians. So they segmented quite well, so it's pretty safe. NBA Elias says, hey Tom, hope you had a good day. I did. Hopefully you had a good day as well. We were just talking about how energy, particularly crude oil, is starting to show its face again. Crude is now back above $80 a barrel. Made about a 10-point move in a little under a month. XLE is working good, as well as the XLF. And you also have the street markers here. So as you're running, you have 54th Street, and it marks it all the way up. Beautiful views. I think this alone is gonna spark a little bit more interest to people wanting to move to Sutton Place. Hey, Dan Sang, what's going on? Dan, are you back in the States or are you still overseas? Thanks for joining. Hey, Colton Manning, what's up? Jeremy Scott says, what's up from Oklahoma? Good to see everybody in Oklahoma. Thanks for joining. Lance says, that's where I am in downtown Brooklyn. Lance, did you hear about the Brooklyn Tower is being foreclosed on? I'm not sure if you heard or not. Photos from around New York. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's really peaceful. It's quiet. Now you do hear quite a bit of the highway noise, not gonna lie, but here, I'll turn the camera to the left. This is quite cool to see. You can see these apartment buildings. Most of them are on stilts above the highway. Now, do you think, I mean, you must, if you live in these buildings right above the highway, you could probably hear and feel vibrations of the cars whizzing by at all times of the day. So that's the potential downside of moving into one of these buildings, because quite literally it's built over the highway. I mean, your views are beautiful. I mean, look at this guy. If you look closely in his window, he has a telescope. Overlooks all of Long Island City. But my favorite view is the World Trade Center. I mean, look at that. You have this perfectly centered view of the Trade Center there. It's cool. So I'm going to take you guys all the way to the end, under the 59th Street Bridge, and then we'll go up and out, and then we'll walk over to 59th Street Columbus Circle. Hey, Carol H. Hey there, Tom and friends. The boardwalk looks amazing. Yeah, it's a really, really awesome place. Now, Carol, speaking of boardwalk, I spent the last 2 days out on Long Island, and I'd like to make a suggestion for those New Yorkers and non-New Yorkers that are visiting the city this year. You guys got to take a trip out to Jones Beach. Now, Jones Beach is a state park. I pretty much grew up on Jones Beach. Every summer, going there almost every day. But it's changed so much. If you haven't been there in the last few years, you're going to be blown away. It's so beautiful. You could spend the whole day there. It's so beautiful. And after 4 o'clock, you don't have to pay to park. Every other day, if you go there before 4, It's $10 to park. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But if you don't want to pay, go after 4, and it's free. You can walk the boardwalk. There's brand new bars that are overlooking the water. There's restaurants. There's that new place that's called the Gatsby. I mean, the place is freaking beautiful. It's a great place to watch the sunset. The boardwalk goes on for miles. It's awesome. So take a trip out to Jones Beach. You can take the Long Island Railroad to Freeport. You can transfer to the bus, and the bus drops you directly off right at Jones Beach. And I was there yesterday. I was there today, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So check out Jones Beach. Really, Carol H says I'll have to go there. I've never been to Jones Beach. You've got to go to Jones Beach at least once. You got to go to Jones Beach at least once. The boardwalk is all brand new. I'm sure those of you who haven't been to Jones Beach in a long time, you're thinking of that old boardwalk with all the splinters in it. No. It's completely brand new. All the concession stands are new. They have golf if you want to play golf. They have mini golf if you want to play mini golf. They have, what's that game we were just talking about last night? Not paddleball, pickleball. They have new pickleball courts, tennis courts, all brand new paved basketball courts. It's awesome. I love it. So check it out, Jones Beach, this summer. Patricia Ivory says, Tom, you should show your viewers how it looks in Long Island. Yeah, I was thinking about taking a video there. And taking a video walking along the boardwalk. Maybe I'll try to do that this week if I can get out there again. Maybe I'll get out there tomorrow, because that's another piece of news. Tomorrow is Juneteenth, so the markets will be closed, so I'm sure many of you have off. I think the post office is closed, bank holiday, so markets are closed. Shortened trading week for Juneteenth. So who knows, maybe I'll be able to get out there again. Dan Sanks, Tom, do you think this park could use a bit more of police presence due to the small amount of people here? I mean, I think maybe, but there are cameras all along the way here. But to your point, but to Dan's point, you know, not a lot of people know about this. I don't think the city has done a good job letting people know that this even exists. I think there's even people that live right here on the island of Manhattan that don't even know about this place. So I think the more people that start to know about it, they'll definitely come. I was even talking to some of my friends the other day about Little Island. I was like, hey, we should go to Little Island one weekend. And they're like, what the hell is Little Island? What are you talking about? So there's a lot of people that don't even know half of what New York City has to offer, and they live here. Tom, when was the last time you were in Coney Island? Oh my God, a long, long time ago. Probably college, 2016, 2017 maybe. I haven't been there in a long time. Because the thing is, if I want to go to the beach, I just go home. You know what I mean? I don't really like going to the New York City beaches. I'd rather go to Long Island. Another really good beach out there is Tobay Beach. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar, but you have to be an Oyster Bay resident, like the town of Oyster Bay, to go there. It's private, it's beautiful, I love it. But yeah, not to sound like a broken record, but if you're visiting New York, maybe rent a car, right? Rent a car for the day and hit Jones Beach, hit Tobay Beach, and then hit Robert Moses State Park. you could just go boom, boom, boom all the way down. And it's only about a 40-minute drive from the city. You could even go to Long Beach first. Then from Long Beach, you hit Jones Beach, then Tobay, and then Robert Moses State Park. I think you'd like it. I think you'd enjoy it. It's worth it. You know, spend the $100, rent a car for the day, and head out east. Because, you know, the last thing I'll say about it is, when people think of Long Island and the beach, they're like, oh, we got to go to the Hamptons. Don't go to the Hamptons. It's gonna be a nightmare to get out there. Number one, it's so far away. The beaches are so crowded. And there's one little road that gets you in and out by the golf course. So if you want to avoid all the traffic and you just want, you know, I think they're great beaches. You know, drive 40 minutes instead of doing, you know, 4 hours sitting in traffic going out to the Hamptons. You know, hit all those beaches on the South Shore of Nassau County. And then you could go into the town of like Massapequa Park, get dinner there, or the Massapequa Shores, or Merrick. Another thing I'd recommend, last recommendation, I promise. There's this good hamburger spot called All American. It's been there forever. It's been there since my mother was a kid. We always go there when I'm home. It's it's like an original hamburger shop. It's fun. It's really, really fun going there. It's right on Merrick Road. Yeah, but it's a good time. Good stuff. All right, so we've reached, well, we haven't reached the end, but we've reached the end for us. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little bit of a U-turn. We're gonna go up these stairs. This is all brand new, by the way. And as we always do, we're gonna go up on top of this observation deck that sits just off to the left of the 59th Street Bridge. And if we're lucky, we'll see the Roosevelt Island tramway going over. But what are your first impressions so far of those who have not yet seen this area? Yeah, MG says Port Jefferson is also a cool spot. Port Jeff is awesome. That's on the north shore of Long Island. Love Port Jeff. I have a few buddies that live up there. Joe Driver says, hello Tom and team. Justin Bieber was arrested yesterday on Long Island for DWI. Oh geez. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. Oh, here's the tramway going over. You can see it right here. Ah, someone says Justin Timberlake. If you guys are enjoying the live stream so far tonight, please leave a like on the video and click the subscribe button if you're new. I'm trying to give you guys a good shot of this tram going over. Hey, NG, what's up? Gord says, I'm blown away by your walkabouts. I've never been in New York City, but you make me feel like I'm there. Well, hopefully you can come here for real one day. There's a lot to offer. I should say New York City has a lot to offer. It's a lot of fun. Lots of cool and unique people. And I think you'll like it. All right, so we're now up on, I guess you can kind of call this an observation deck. It's kind of what I call it. And you have all these chairs here that are mounted into the ground. come up here, read the newspaper, read a good book, sit down and overlook the East River. That's Rockefeller University up there, by the way. And this is where we just were. This is all brand new. They even have tables with chess and checkered boards built into it. So you could sit down, play a game of chess, and overlook the 59th Street Bridge. I'll actually sit down for a minute myself and see if I could read some of the chats. Dale says, can you ride the tramway while live streaming? Probably, I think we can. I think we can. We haven't done it though before. Steph UF is here. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Robert Parker, it's good to see you. Hope you've had a good summer so far. Look at the current of the East River. It doesn't look like it's moving, but that thing is moving, man. It almost looks like there's a whirlpool forming in the middle. Regardless, it's beautiful up here, so if you like what you see, maybe consider taking a look at Sutton Place as a neighborhood where you'd want to live, because you can take advantage of this every day, be in your backyard, quite literally. And this is a cool view of 432 Park Avenue. We'll do this as well. It's a little windy up here now. So this is where we were walking from, all the way down there. You could almost use 432 Park as a guidepost to kind of guide you around the city. It's so tall that you can really see it from almost anywhere. A little bit better view where we were, so you can kind of see the platform where we were standing. So we walked under here and around through the back and up this ramp this way, and then walked through here. And now we'll head head right back to the street level. And it's Sutton Place. Now, if we continue all the way forward, we'll just go all the way across Manhattan to Columbus Circle, Central Park South. Wow, look at all the traffic here. Since tomorrow's a holiday, maybe people took off Thursday and Friday to make it an extra long weekend. And everybody's headed out to the island early. Look at this traffic, it's like gridlock. And it goes all the way down. For a Tuesday night, that's pretty heavy traffic for this time of night. Let's wait for the light since we're here. We got the light. NBA Live Thursday and Friday is going to be a light trading day on Wall Street, probably, most likely. The summer really has a big drop off. I'd say now until Labor Day. I don't even know if we're allowed to go this way. Let's see. We're about to pass the Trader Joe's. Sack Zach's. This Sunday was nuts driving back from the South Shore. I could imagine. That's true. Sunday night from Long Island to the city, forget about it. Crazy. So here's the Trader Joe's, just off to the left. Alex B is asking about the Six Flags merger. I haven't seen it, no. To be honest, I haven't. And I apologize for the chat tonight, everybody, but there's something wrong with it, so I'm trying to read it on my other phone. But it's tough. But you know what? I've never actually watched my own stream before. It's crazy that this is how it looks. That's awesome. Anyway, all right, so this is the Trader Joe's inside the 59th Street Bridge. Anybody a Trader Joe's fan? I'm actually not a big Trader Joe's fan at all, to be honest. That's almost a blessing though, you know? I mean, if you're able to make it to 93, that's a very fulfilling life. I feel as if 93 is a very, very long and fulfilling life, so. In a way, that's a blessing. Maybe is a little bit of a reframe. Let's go down a few more. Oops. Check out some of these buildings. These are cool pre-war with the fire escapes. Yeah, Chinook wins because it's a decent chat group we have here. Should be proud. Seldom do we have hostile activity. I agree. Yeah, some chat rooms on the internet can be quite the toxic environment for sure. But I believe all of you who are watching the broadcast are upstanding citizens, and I value each and every one of you, and I appreciate it. So. All right, First Avenue, we're pretty much gonna cut across the entire island. Lots of outdoor dining. Steph, you asked, is Trader Joe's, Aldi, Sam Family? I'm not too sure, but I really wish Publix was public. It was a publicly traded company. Publix is a cash cow. As you can tell, the Upper East Side is very quiet. Midtown East. Another great view of 432 Park. All right, let's try to focus here. Wow, they actually have an NYPD crossing guard here. Very cool. MD Elias, Tom, do I prefer Trader Joe's or Whole Foods? Whole Foods. I'm not a big fan of Trader Joe's. I would almost say I don't like Trader Joe's, to be honest. Now, if you were to ask me what my favorite, grocery chain is, probably would be Wegmans, I'd say. Wegmans number 1, Publix number 2, and then Whole Foods. I don't know. What do you guys think? Give me your top 3 in the chat while my phone is still alive. top 3 grocery chains. Number 1, Wegmans. Number 2, Publix. Number 3, Whole Foods. I really love these pre-war buildings. Love the fire escapes. It's really old New York. Shannon's is Publix. KDL's is Aldi's. Jonathan from Florida says Publix, Publix, and Publix. Yeah. Safeway, Costco. Oh, Kroger's, yeah. Never been. Steph UF is Publix fan from the days I worked for Procter & Gamble. Cleanest and most organized back rooms. Wow. TK Porsche is Kroger, Vons, and Trader Joe's. Save the Clocks is, does New York have Winn-Dixie? I don't think so. I've never heard of it. Brad's Brains is HEB in Texas is pretty amazing. Then Kroger's. Carol H's Publix is my favorite. I love their subs and their key lime pies. Someone says Morton Williams. That's hilarious because I think Morton Williams is, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I think it's the worst grocery store I've ever been to in my entire life. All of the ones I've been in, there's this one right on 59th Street as you're headed over to the John Jay College of Criminal Justice, which is where I went to college, right behind Fordham and the Deutsche Bank Towers. I think it's overpriced. I think it's dirty, to be honest. Not a big fan of Morton Williams.
Like $35.
Now here's a big surprise, and to kind of tie it back into the market. If you think about Walmart, Walmart has done a really, really good job with their supercenters, particularly their produce. So if you've been to a Walmart recently, you could actually go grocery shopping and the quality of the food is quite good. Quite good. Which shows in the earnings. You know, it really, really does show in the earnings. On Amazon's last earnings report and on Walmart's last earnings report, they both reported that Walmart is starting to take market share away from Whole Foods, and Whole Foods customers are trading down to Walmart. That would have never been possible just 3 years ago. So the quality of the food has improved a great deal, and I think just from a customer service and a convenience standpoint, the purchase online and in-store pickup is huge. The Walmart closest to me in North Miami Beach, Florida, is always so busy, and at the very, very front of the store they have the pickup location. So you can go online, do all of your shopping, the employees will go around the store, get everything you need, and all you have to do is just walk into the store and pick it up. So I think we should commend Walmart on that major turnaround. They've completely done a rebrand without doing a rebrand. Jonathan from Florida says, I live near a neighborhood Walmart, clean and great products. Dennis says, purchase online and drive up pickup is epic at Walmart. It really is. And Walmart has been outperforming in a major, major way this year. Stock hitting new all-time record highs, 52-week highs. Been performing really well. Really, really well. Another reason for that is you're starting to see customers shift towards purchasing Walmart branded products. Look at this, get a load of this guy here. We see a window cleaner guy scaling the side of the building like Spider-Man. Oh my God, I don't know if I could do that, man. Holy crap, that's insane. I don't know if I have the guts for that. Whew, that makes me nervous just looking at it. God bless those guys. Look at how high that goes, man. Oh my God, there's a guy right there. God bless him. Let me zoom in on this guy. Dude. I don't know. I'm not cut out for that. I give those guys a lot of credit. This is Bloomberg across the street. Optimus 17, especially at night. I give those guys a lot of credit. It's cool to see them kind of scaling the building like that. John says, Tom, I do weekly grocery pick up groceries at Walmart. Just the essentials, milk, eggs, etc. Yeah, I mean, Walmart's knocking it out of the park this year. Let's check on it in real time. Oh, today, a new all-time record high for Walmart, just today. Ticker symbol WMT. Yeah, great stuff. Although, the guidance was a little weird. And I have a feeling the CEO put out a little bit of a soft guidance for a reason. He said, and I'm going to paraphrase here, if you go to Walmart's investor relations page, you could download the deck. I would highly recommend to download that earnings deck and read through some of the notes. He said he's not confident that they can keep the trade down customers from Whole Foods to Walmart in perpetuity. And the reason why he said that, he's like, because our stores are not set up for that experience. You know, when you go into a Whole Foods, it's more of a luxury type of experience for the customer. He said specifically, Walmart is not set up like that. We're set up very, you know, industrial, more, you know, savers by bulk. But I'm not even sure if I agree with the CEO. I think he's not giving himself enough credit. When I walk into a Walmart, and obviously there's none in New York City, but my place in Florida, at least the one that I go to is very well kept. There's people standing at the front door greeting you as you come in. You know, there's hot food, there's produce. Everything is laid out perfectly. I mean, obviously it's not the allure of going into a Whole Foods, but I think that they can keep those customers. Now, maybe not for, you know, if you walk, sometimes you walk into a Whole Foods, you go there for lunch, right? Because you can get, you know, all these different poke bowls, you could get, you know, they have all different cuisine that's actually real food. Walmart is not that, but for just regular produce, dairy, and just traditional groceries, I think they can hold on to those customers. I think they can keep those customers for sure. Anyway, what do you think? What do you guys think? Here's another beautiful shot of 432 Park Avenue here. We're now finally back on Park, all but 10 or so blocks up from where we originally started. Miss Bunny Girl says Walmart used to be a great place 30 years ago. Interesting, I actually hold the opposite view. I think Walmart used to be terrible before and now it's great. But I guess everybody has a different opinion. Yeah, Wendy England says Walmart is very clean and tidy now. You know, if you think about a Target, right? Growing up, most people would say, oh, let's go to Target instead of Walmart. Target was more of the fun, kind of up-and-coming store brand to go to. But now you're almost seeing a shift. You're actually almost seeing a shift. And Target, I'm sorry to say, but they're running that company into the ground. Walmart, they're just doing a really good job. I really do commend Walmart. I mean, look at this little bit of a pair trade here. Let me go to a weekly time frame of Target. That's Target on a weekly. So the leader is definitely Walmart in that space. I think Walmart has the scalability and the pricing power to do delivery. I think the next big battle is going to be in delivery, and Amazon also has the money, the capital, and the fervor to do it. So I think you're going to have two main competitors. The two main competitors is going to be Whole Foods and Walmart. I'm not too sure if Target's going to be able to keep up. I really don't. I think consumers will choose one or the other, and the two that will win out is Walmart and Whole Foods. There's no way, and I could be wrong, this is just my opinion. My opinion doesn't mean anything. There's no way that in the next step that I see, which is clearly delivery, if you could have fresh produce and things are actually in good quality, not how it is now when you have it delivered to your door, that's who's really going to be the big winner. And Target does not have the infrastructure to do that. It's going to cost them billions to build out that infrastructure. Walmart already has the 3PL and logistics to do it, and obviously, we don't even have to debate, Amazon quite obviously already has the 3PL and logistics to do it. So I think those are your two leaders. This is 425 Park. This is the temporary headquarters of Citadel Securities. But if you guys have enjoyed the live stream so far, feel free to leave a like on the video and click the subscribe button if you're new. We're about to cross Park Avenue and we're going to be directly outside of Harry Mackelow's 432 Park. And then this is looking all the way down towards the MetLife building and Grand Central Station, corner of East 46th Street and Park. Let me try to check the comments before my phone dies. NBA Elias says, Tom, Walmart's self-check kiosks are closed in some stores. That's where the theft is taking place, which is really unfortunate because I love self-checkout. Western Mass Dave says, Tom, yes, delivery is something for the disabled and elderly. Yeah, you're not there yet. No, but I definitely agree. And Walmart has the infrastructure and Amazon has the infrastructure to really perfect at-home delivery, which I think will cannibalize some of the other competitors. Like, who are those two, what's it called? Those food delivery places, Fresh Direct. I think they'll be out of here. New England Cryptos is interesting combo. Never thought anyone would be so positive about Walmart. Yeah, I mean, they've really done a good job and they have very good inventory management at Walmart, very good. Like I said, go to the investor relations page of Walmart and do a deep dive and go through some of their decks. It's a very good run company. Carol H says, Tom, Instacart rocks. They bring me my groceries to my door while I work. Let me take a screenshot of that. So that's the other two. So it's Instacart and there's one more, Fresh Direct, I think, right? beautiful shot of the facade at 432 Park. Peter says Costco has gone from about $800 to $870 in a month. Yeah, Costco's an outperformer too, for sure. I like the valet at 432. It's quite classic. They didn't overdo it. It's just classic. I think that's really the only way I can describe it. What do you guys think? Thoughts on the driveway slash valet at 432? They didn't make it so gaudy. You could just pretty much almost walk past it and you wouldn't even know it's there. It's kind of quaint and hidden, but it's still in plain sight, which I like. And those 10-foot by 10-foot windows, you could imagine how stunning the views are from the higher floors. Let me put you up here for a minute. Hopefully tomorrow the chat will be fixed. Anyway, back to our usual stomping grounds. This is 575 Madison Avenue. And we're about to pass the main Trump Tower. Quick reminder for everybody, tomorrow the markets are closed for Juneteenth. It's a bank holiday. Federal government, like post office and things like that's closed. So hopefully everybody has a good day off. We'll still be live. Hopefully we'll be able to make it all the way down to Fulton Street, One World Trade Center, Freedom Tower. Fingers crossed we'll be able to start off the broadcast down there. Haven't seen that area in a long time. To the right is the atrium. And to the left, this is this new kind of overhang with the Black Fox coffee. This is a nice area to kind of sit down and eat lunch. I'm often right here most days. And now that the Trump trial is over, most of the police barricades and all the craziness is gone. Right outside of the Trump Tower. $721 Fifth is the side entrance for the residences, so the condos. So if you own or rent in the building, you enter right here. But look at this very unique shot of the Steinway Tower. Right here. This is Steinway. That's the skinniest residential apartment building in the entire world. Now you can get some one-bedroom apartments inside Trump Tower for like 1.5 million with beautiful views of Central Park, but it's going to be outdated. You know, it looks like a 1980s sitcom almost in there. Does anybody remember those old pink bathrooms? I can't even understand how that was once in style at a time, to have pink bathtubs, pink toilets, pink vanities. It's just very weird. A lot of those units are very dated, and also the common charges are quite high. Here we are, 5th Avenue. Let's cross. Let's check out the peninsula. And the St. Regis. Across the street from the St. Regis is the Polo Bar. Not sure if any of you have been there, but it's quite the fancy upscale place. Here's the peninsula. Take you guys back to Columbus Circle. My phone died, so I can't read any of the chats. But I guess I'll ask you guys and I'll come back and look. Where should we stream from tomorrow? I'm thinking... I don't know. I'd say World Trade Center, Wall Street, Seaport, Brookfield Place. I haven't taken you guys to Brookfield Place in a long time. So maybe over there. Whiskey Trader. I like the name of that.
Feels like a whole
Yeah.
And I think Chris and
Looks to be a lot of lights on tonight. Steinway. Staten Island ferry season coming up soon. My phone just turned back on, all but for a second. Yeah, maybe we'll have to do that Sunday. Or who knows, maybe tomorrow since we're off. Dumbo Brooklyn, maybe. That's a good one, NBA Elias. Chris, the Staten Island Ferry. Maybe we'll just do the Staten Island Ferry tomorrow. Who knows? John says, I don't think I've ever seen your stream from Wall Street. Maybe we'll do that. We'll go Staten Island Ferry to start. And then when we get off the ferry, we'll do a walk down Wall Street. Denise NYC says, would you do a walk in Long Island, even the Hamptons? Not the Hamptons, because I gotta travel 2.5 hours out east. That's ridiculous. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the Hamptons. I'm just gonna say it, I'm not. And this is coming from a Long Islander. I don't understand what all the hype is about out there. If anything, it's crowded and the restaurants are not good. Because what people don't understand, I'll give you guys a little bit of a clue in about the Hamptons. It's very, very difficult to run an operation out there because it's very seasonal. So to run like good restaurants, high-end restaurants, to service that clientele out there, it's actually pretty tough because it's only, the busy season is like 3 or 4 months. And it gets very overcrowded, very, very expensive. You can get a better experience in Nassau County, I think, and enjoy the beach, enjoy yourself, be close between the city and the beach. And I mean, I love the Hamptons. My cousins growing up as a kid, they lived in Watermill. So I would go out there sometimes. So, I don't know, I like Nassau County. Jones Beach, Tow Bay, Massapequa Park. All that stuff is good. Merrick, Cedar Creek Park, even Oceanside. But everybody, I think we will go ahead and call it for tonight. I do apologize for the technical issues. I don't know what's going on with the chat. I'll have to take a look into the live streaming software. But I think tonight was fun. So thanks everybody for joining us in the greatest city on earth called Manhattan. We're gonna end the stream right outside of 157 on Billionaires Row. If you enjoyed the stream, feel free to leave a like on the video. Click the subscribe button if you're new, and enjoy your day off. Tomorrow is Juneteenth, markets are closed. I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow at 8:45 from the Staten Island Ferry. Thanks so much for joining. Take care.